Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of This Studio. My name is Adam. Today we're going to be talking about a very highly requested mallet series. It is none other than the Kana Omori series from Encore Mallets.
All I thought was true, looked a bit like you, figured I might chance in, but I'd like to get to...
Thank you so much to my studio VIPs, Artifact Percussion, Zero Gravity Percussion, Rob Utomo, Will Flinner, and Mallet Lab. Thank you so much for your continued support. And today's featured studio artist is Britton Anderson. Thank you so much for your support. And if you'd like to become a studio artist or studio VIP, you can go to patreon.com/Adam10, or you can click over here. Welcome back to the show once again. I hope you have been well. I know I haven't uploaded an episode in a long time, and that's because I've been quite sick over the last week. I had this really bad cough for a while and I had no voice, so I would have sounded something like this. But I think I'm getting better now, so I'm back. And I've just come back from Japan, where we played with some really amazing percussionists in Sagamiko, Japan for the Ink Percussion Days of Percussion. You might have noticed on this channel I've uploaded some performance videos from that event, and also on my vlog channel I have one vlog for every single day of that trip. In fact, in one of the vlogs, we even got to meet Keiko Abe. What? So yeah, I'm still uploading the Japan vlogs, and you can see them in the description below, or you can click the link over here. So anyway, because I'm back from Japan, I thought it'd be really good to make an episode about a Japanese artist's marimba mallet series. Now obviously the obvious one is Keiko Abe, but I've already done Keiko Abe on this show. So the next one that I've been wanting to do for a long time is the Kana Omori series. So the story of these mallets is back in 2016 when I first started this show, almost 2 years from now. My good friend Rob Utomo from Australia, who is also one of the greatest percussionist composers I know, as well as an avid hot dog eater.
You're eating all that, right? Can't believe Rob is eating 4 hot dogs.
How do you eat so many hot dogs? Now Rob goes to PASIC every year because he's endorsed by a lot of brands and a lot of people want a piece of him. And he also posts a lot of photos about PASIC. And that particular year he posted a photo with Kana Omori and these bright red marimba mallets, and I was just like, whoa! I wanted these mallets so bad because I heard the sound that they made and they look so cool. They're bright red. Like, when do you ever see bright red marimba mallets? I don't think anyone has ever released bright red marimba mallets before. So fast forward to PASIC 2017, and not only did I manage to meet Dan Lidster from Encore Mallets, who very kindly gave me these mallets. Thank you so much, Dan. Dan, as well as Stefan. Stefan, if you're watching, shout out to you. These guys basically ripped the mallets off the wall of the Encore Mallet stall, and then they gave them to me because everyone had just bought these mallets so quickly. They sold out so fast. They were so popular. And then I also got to meet Kana Omori herself, and she's just an amazing player. I even uploaded a vlog where Kana was playing Let It Go, which is from Disney's Frozen, on a 5-octave marimba, and it got over 11,000 views, which kind of speaks for itself. Like, that was just an amazing performance. It was the most casual thing, but Kana has this huge reach on the instrument, just an incredible player. And of course, I also managed to get a signed copy of her CD, as well as a signed copy of this book of classical transcriptions called Masterpieces of Classical Music. But yeah, if you want to check out any of Kana's stuff, it's all in the description below. If you want to check out the video of Kana playing, the vlog that I took, it's over here. But before I get into this video, full disclosure, this video is not sponsored by Encore Mallets whatsoever. They're not paying me anything to say nice things about their mallets. I don't endorse Encore Mallets. I just happen to have some of their mallets. And once again, thank you so much to Dan Lidster for giving me these mallets, but that does not impact the result of this review. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's start off with the model lineup. Okay, so the Kana Omori series, like most serious marimba mallet series, has 6 hardnesses. Some mallet series tend to have 7 or 8 or even 10. I think 10 is definitely pushing it a little bit, so I think 6 is a good number. All of the Kana models start with the word Kana, followed by the number 1 to 6, followed by the letter B or R, so birch or rattan. So quite easy to remember what the models mean. So starting off with the 6, which is an extra soft, followed by 5, which is soft, followed by 4, which is medium soft, followed by 3, which is medium, followed by 2, which is medium hard, and finally 1, which is hard. So yes, I do like that the models are very logical, and I also like that the colors are stealthy in the sense that they are all the same color, so that people from a distance can't tell which hardness you're using. So the next thing we're going to look at is build quality and design. Now the first Encore mallets I owned were the Zeltman series, the Zeltman Grad Beats. In fact, it was the second episode of the studio, so it was a very, very early acquisition. And those mallets I thought were already quite well built. But these particular mallets, because they're a newer model and they've also come in line with the new changes that Encore made to their collection in 2017, are just another step up entirely. Starting off with the head, and instantly you draw parallels to the Zeltmans because they have the diamond-shaped oblong design, which is designed for a warmer sound, but still with some articulation. And it's definitely a very robust head. I've squeezed every single one of these hardnesses, and they do not squeeze. I should also mention that this famous bright red yarn that is covering these mallets is wool, it's not synthetic, so you're definitely getting more of a warm sound automatically. Also, like I said earlier in the video, these pairs are actually the demo pairs for PASIC 2017, so a lot of people have been using these mallets already to test them out at the booth. So far, the mallet wear is not very much at all. It's just normal, very even, very consistent, and doesn't affect the sound at all. Now, if you move down the head towards the shaft, you'll notice one of the first major changes Encore is rolling out to all of their mallet series, which is of course this laser engraved text. And I think it's a real step up from the previous blocky black text that Encore used to have on their mallets. I used to talk about this in the older reviews for the Zeltman, and I also mentioned it in the Nanai Mamura video that this black text doesn't look very good. But this brand new Encore Mallets engraving, which is the same color as the shaft, is very classy. I like that they've used different fonts for different artists as well, and it says made in USA. Like, it's just a real high quality touch. Also, you might notice on this shaft there is none of that sandy, gritty texture that you might get on other manufacturers' shafts. I know a lot of people like that because they like to have extra grip on their burst shafts, but for me personally, it always irritated my fingers, which is why I always tape my shafts. But these ones are actually completely devoid of that texture. This is good. This is great. And then towards the bottom of the shaft, may I introduce one of the finest examples of smooth ends make friends. Ah, so many things are right. So yes, between these and my Pretty in Pink Zeltmans, like the Pretty in Pink Zeltmans were still quite good, the build quality was quite strong and the shafts were nice, but the text really didn't do it for me. I didn't really like the black blocky text, and this is just a whole other level. So
no, something's really right.
Next, let's talk about ergonomics. So I've already mentioned this in other videos, but these mallets are undoubtedly very heavy. Now, Encore Mallets markets these as a slightly heavy mallet. I would say they're a little bit more than just slightly heavy because they're heavier than the Nanai Mamuras, with the exception of the Nanai Mamura 7, because the 7 is just huge. But when I compare these to the Nanai Mamuras, when I compare these to the Zeltmans, these definitely come out as the more dense, heavy mallets, which is not a bad thing. It just means that if you're looking for a light mallet, you've come to the wrong video. One thing I don't like about heavy mallets is when they're heavy, but they don't sound like full mallets. And there's a few mallet series which I won't mention in this video. They don't really have a full sound. They're just heavy because they're heavy. But these mallets, you definitely get quite a warm sound out of them. So I feel like the weight is definitely warranted. I feel like it's an appropriate amount of weight. It's not like unnecessary. I really like that with these mallets, you can kind of just drop them and go boom. And you get a big sound out of them that isn't too harsh. You're not going to bounce them like, say, wave wraps or anything like that. Also, part of the reason why these mallets are so heavy is not just because of the latex core and the yarn, but it's also because the head is further along the stick. So there's actually a small amount of empty space here at the top of the head. So as a result, the mallets feel heavier than they actually are, which means you don't get any of those splatty sounds that some Marimba mallets get from manufacturers adding too much artificial weight to them. It's just all about the balance. So I think that's quite clever. But yes, I was quite surprised as to how similar they all felt, despite the fact that they were all big tanks of mallets. Like, even the hardest mallet isn't just some tiny little like walnut of a mallet. It's still almost the same size. So really good for graduating. And finally, we get to the sound test. Now, I've tried to play as many random things as I can with these mallets to sort of give you an idea of what they sound like. And if you're enjoying this video so far, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Here is the sound test. So what did you think of the mallets? What did you think of the sound? Did you think they were too hard, too soft, too bright, too warm, too jelly? Let me know in the comments below. I personally think these mallets are very fun to use. They're very weighty, they're very warm. You get a quite rich sound towards the low end, and the hard mallet definitely still manages to carry towards the top. And I think it really favors heavier playing styles because you can play quite hard with these mallets within reason without it feeling too harsh or too direct. Now, with regards to buying this mallet series, if you're gonna cop, I think you definitely need to get at least 3 pairs because I think getting 1 pair or 2 pairs is kind of pointless because it's meant to be used as a graduated mallet series with at least 3 different hardnesses between the 4 mallets. So, also, if you're only able to get 3 pairs, I would highly recommend getting hardnesses that are not too similar. So the best way to do this is to get 1 pair from either 6 or 5, 1 pair from either 4 or 3, and 1 pair from either 2 or 1. So if you wanted to make a graduated set that was on the softer side, maybe get 6, 4, and 2. And then if you wanted a graduated set that was on the harder side, maybe get 5, 3, and 1. But I would avoid buying something like 3, 2, 1, or 4, 3, 2, or 6, 5, 4, because these sort of setups aren't going to really do anything because they sound too similar. By having graduated setups made up of 6, 4, 2, or 5, 3, 1, you're able to cover more palettes so that you can give it a shot. And if you feel like you still need more hardnesses to maybe tweak it a little bit, then you can complete the whole set. And so yes, I'm very thrilled to be able to award the Encore Mallets Kana Omori series with the very highly coveted, not really award, the Studio Seal of Approval. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions, or if you have anything you'd like to see on the show, or if you just want to say anything about these mallets, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, please hit that red subscribe button below to keep up with my uploads. I upload every week on this show, and we are very, very close to 10,000 subscribers. So fingers crossed we get there very soon, but thank you so much for all of your support. Once again, I'm still uploading a lot of vlogs, so if you'd like to check out those, that's in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode, and I will see you guys next week for another episode of The Studio. Good night.